You know what's crazy, man? I was just reflecting, right? And I'm sure a lot of you people can relate, about sharing your ideas with people. Because, you know what? Honestly, most people aren't really pioneers. They're not really creators. They're not really like path makers. You know what I'm saying? The majority of people are followers. They couldn't exist and they couldn't thrive and they would have no movements to make if it wasn't for somebody else doing it first, right? And obviously that works with everything. You know what I mean? There's always going to be somebody that did it first before you, but the idea is to take inspiration from those people and create your own pathway based off of the inspiration of that other person. There's a difference in between that and actually copying somebody's moves step by step to benefit from them and their moves. And also, there's manipulative people that will try and socially engineer information out of you or ideas or your moves so that way they can throw you under the bus, kick your legs out from underneath you, and leave you for dead. And then they can go ahead and take your plan and take your blueprints and build that same empire without you and take all the credit for it. And that's what I'm making this video about. And that's what I've been through most of my life because I've always been 10 steps ahead of everybody else. And it's not me that's doing that, you know, it's God. And some people will even try and tap into the power of God in the Bible and stuff like that to try to extract information and knowledge and wisdom from it so that they can benefit from that as well. But this is what's beautiful about the Bible and about God is his word in the Bible is only going to be able to be deciphered and decoded and comprehended by his true children. It's going to be like a foreign language or um, you know, it's not going to make no sense to them fully. They're not going to be able to fully utilize the word and be uplifted by it because their hearts are in the wrong place. They're using it for as a materialistic gain to leverage themselves in life above other people, which is the opposite of what God represents and Jesus Christ and the Word of God. So that's not going to work either. So people will literally try and literally kill you and get rid of you after they hear your moves and the things that the value and the benefit that they could potentially get from you, from your works, from the work that you put in. They want to take shortcuts. You know what I'm saying? They look at people like, yo, what's this guy doing? What's that guy doing? It's a survival tactic. And I understand that because at one point in time I was like that. And I did survive like that. But then, I realized that I had to pave my own way. I had to create my own way. And as soon as I started doing that, it became exciting. You know what I'm saying? It became excited. I became excited that I figured out this thing that nobody else figured out. And I started paving the way, for people that are humble. I started kicking the doors in so other people could come through that weren't strong enough to kick the door in or weren't intellectual enough. You know what I'm saying? But people used me unlawfully and they had no respect for me or respect for who I am or what I've done and laying out the foundation in whichever way I did, and they gave no credit. In fact, most of them actually tried to destroy me and were partially successful. But here's the thing. Like I said, it's okay to be inspired by somebody and whatever, right? Like I've been there, you know what I'm saying, but it's for the inspiration, you know what I mean? It's not for you to sit there and use somebody for their movements and watch every little thing they do and then go run to go do what they did because that guy's the key. He's got the keys, you know what I'm saying? He's figured something out. That's different. That's manipulative, you know what I'm saying? And I was always that guy to go and figure out the way so that I could get my people out of the streets, out of homelessness, out of jail, out of the lifestyle, out of selling drugs. I was always trying to find a way, and it's hard. It's not easy. It's a lot of internal work that you got to do. And a lot of these people don't do the internal work before they try to make the moves and copy the moves that I'm making. And they don't realize these moves are actually being made based off the internal works that I've done in myself. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know anybody. I can't think of one person that has evolved more than I have in the last 10, 15 years that comes from the life that I come from, that have done the things that I've done and been in the places that I've been. I can't think of one person other than myself. And I know that may seem arrogant or cocky and whatnot, but I look at it as a blessing, you know what I'm saying, for me. Obviously, I feel blessed, but also some of us were chosen to be that person. You know, there's leaders and there's followers, you know, and that's okay, but some people are just chosen, man. I can't be Tupac. He was chosen for that. He was chosen. You know what I'm saying? It was meant to be. You know what I'm saying? I can't be, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, point being is that don't give people your blueprints. Don't tell people your plans. Don't allow yourself to be used for your, you know, all the work that you've done. You're just going to give that to somebody. It's okay to help people out and give people a hand and, you know, and try to watch out for people like, yo, you know, but don't get too excited, because I've made that mistake and people have literally, you know, used me for every single opportunity that I created. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, some people wouldn't even have what they have right now or be where they're at right now if it wasn't for me. And these people betrayed me. These people had their foot on my neck when I was at the lowest point of my life. I was crying, I was suffering, I was starving to death, I was homeless, laying on the concrete with all the shelters full, nowhere to go. And, you know, these people left me for dead. And the only reason why they're having success right now and they're thriving right now, or they have anything to look forward to, or they have anything in their lives at all, is literally because of me. But they don't deserve it, because these people tried to destroy me in the process. They betrayed me in the process of acquiring my knowledge and wisdom that I had to put the work in for, internally and externally, to get to this point. And here's the thing about these people. Eventually they're going to hit a dead end. They're going to hit a roadblock, because they're not pioneers. They're not creators. They're not path makers. They're not trendsetters. They don't have that. They don't have that blessing. They don't have it. That's why they have to rely on you in every move that you make to get forward and make it in life. You know what I'm saying? That's a sad life to live. That's a sad way to be, you know, because eventually it's going to end, you know, and these people cling on to everybody that they can on the way, and they'll pull you down and drown you so that they can stay afloat and survive. And that's what these people are. That's what they are. They might call themselves opportunists, and they think they're so slick and intelligent because they capitalize off of everybody and find a way to manipulate the situation to leverage themselves. And they use people one at a time. They meet one guy, and then, you know, like certain females, right? They will meet a guy because they see his potential, and then they become bored of that guy, and they think, I wonder, because, you know, this guy probably attracts other intelligent people, other people that are opportunists, other people like him that might have more potential than him that I can benefit from. So they'll use you to get to somebody else, right? And they'll move their way up the ladder, right? That's pathetic. That's embarrassing. And that's what we call a bottom feeder. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bottom feeder. And so they'll use you to get to other people, and then once they get bored of that person, then they'll go to the next guy in their circle. You know what I'm saying? I've had females literally me show them videos of me rapping with other guys, and, you know, a female that was all into me and, you know, thought I was the most amazing guy and blah 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 blah, whatever they said, right? Finessed me, and then I show them, what I've done, what I do, the music I make, other people I've associated with, made music with, collaborated with, people in my life, in my circle. um, and then they thought, okay, there's the next move. Once I'm done with this guy, now I have this other guy. This guy's hotter than him now. Like, yo, I want that one now. And then they get with that guy, and then they get bored of him, and then they see his friend that's even hotter than him or more established than him. Oh, now I want that one. And then they just keep going like that all the way up the ladder throughout the whole entire circle until that circle's burnt. And then she goes to another circle, and then she goes to another circle through that circle, and it continues. And this is that type of a human being that this person is. But eventually they're going to hit a dead end, they're going to hit a roadblock. And by the way, as that female or that individual makes their way through you to get to somebody else into your circle, and then moves one person at a time throughout that circle, that individual is causing damage to each one of those individuals and taking something from them and from their life in order for them to leverage themselves up. There's nothing honorable or respectable or intelligent or unique about that. You know what I mean? But these people, they're narcissists. They're they think that they're so powerful, right? And they think they're so smart, and they think they got to figure it out. And I've even been like that before. And I evolved. That's the thing. Most people do not evolve from these states of being. You know what I'm saying? And I'm continuously evolving. I'm continuously changing the way that I think, the way that I live. And putting in the work, the internal work. And it's the most difficult blood, sweat, and tears process that you could possibly go through, but I know that that's what it takes in order to elevate yourself in life, instead of me manipulating situations and using people as opportunities to get to other opportunities to create a way for me to have stability or whatever. I'm going to copy everybody else's moves, right? Which it does work. You know what I'm saying? It does work to a certain extent. It does work. And that's the quickest way, honestly, to success, is to basically find somebody that's already done it, and then copy them, right? But to a certain extent, you have to understand that you do have to develop your own traits and skills and characteristics. And that comes from blood, sweat, and tears. That comes from really suffering, being homeless for 10, 15 years, going to jail, learning about the process, about yourself, your weaknesses, having to suffer tremendously. Pain, loss, sacrifice. That's what it takes. You know what I'm saying? And I've done a lot of that, and people don't understand how I do what I do or how I get to where I'm at. And, and it's true, I'm not saying that we don't need people. That's one big mistake that I did make, but I also honored those people and I respected those people. Anybody that I took anything from, I just took a piece and I was like, okay, thank you, and I was grateful. And that's the difference in between these manipulative people that are looking at you as a meal ticket, like an opportunity to strategically outdo you in your own game, versus, somebody that's humble, that deserves a chance and an opportunity. And, and I take a piece of their advice or their, whatever they show me, you know what I mean? And then I create my own movement off of that. But there's these people that have been following me for years that have no respect for me, in fact, have wronged me in many ways. But they're sitting there watching every friggin' thing that I do, every video I make, every move I make. They're like, yo, what's next? Yo, let's put on some Cory Resilient and see what the next move is. You know what I'm saying? And they think that they're going to benefit from me, and you're going to leverage yourself up and lift yourself up on my name and my works, and not even put in the work, and then throw me under the bus at the same time. If I really wanted to, I could trick you. You know what I'm saying? I could make you think that there's a move that I'm making that would actually result in your demise for you to fail, because I know you can't follow the same footsteps in that scenario. And I created that scenario intentionally for you to follow, because I know you're following me. I know you're trying to follow the moves. And it leads you to a roadblock. You know what I'm saying? If I really wanted to, but I don't have the energy and time for that, I'm just going to keep focusing on me and doing what I do. You know what I'm saying? But these people, man, like, they're straight demons trying to feed off your life force and your energy and use you. And they really, you know, dislike you or disagree with you or have no respect for you, you know, and have no respect for what you've done. And that's the difference. And that's what's not okay, you know. And there's no, that's not honorable. And there's no respect for people like that. You know what I'm saying? Those people are bottom feeder losers. And you know who you are. You know, if people just did things right the right way the first time, there wouldn't have to be all this problematic static. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't have to deal with a lot of the difficulties that they deal with. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I was getting in my own way in my life for a long time, and that was the problem, man. It was me, you know what I'm saying, and the way that I think and the way I operate. You know, where I come from, this is the motto. It's dishonorable and embarrassing to change. Can you believe that? Like where I come from, people take pride in not changing at all. I'll never change, yo. I'll never be different. I'll never be anything more than a goon, a gangster, a drug dealer, a blah blah blah, all that shit. And they hype that up, right? And that's the mentality where I come from. I used to be, believe me, you wouldn't be able to recognize me, you know what I'm saying? Like 10, 15 years ago, straight different human being, completely, everything different. I grew up in a different culture, you know what I'm saying, in a street culture type of a lifestyle, you know what I mean. For this country where I'm at, what's the worst place you could be? Where's the most poverty struck, crime rattled place that you could be? That's where I come from. The worst of the worst of the worst of this country, where you could put the worst place you could possibly go. You know what I'm saying? And in the surrounding area, you know what I'm saying? But people don't get it, bro. People don't get people want to be like they want to make they want the prize. They didn't even go through the process to get it, man. You know what I mean? They never went through it, bro. You know, and they want to claim it like they got something to claim or something like this. Same thing with this fake ass lived experience. People that are talking about how they got lived experience because they did a week in homelessness and they think they're certified now. That's like some fucking teeny bopper wannabe gangster, you know, that didn't, did one, breaking into cars, and now he wants to act like he's one of the big boys because you did that. Go shoot somebody in the face, you know what I'm saying, and catch a body, and then maybe you can talk like you're a part of this shit. But these people will do some petty ass small stuff like that, and then compare themselves to like they think they're like kingpin, big time guys or whatever, right? It's big time out here in BC too. It's really corny out here, like, and the whole lived experience thing. Like these people, you don't know the extent, man. There's levels to this, you know. Just like one of my homies that he did 10, 15 years in the pen. I didn't even do penitentiary time. I did provincial and max security Hamilton Barton jail. You know what I'm saying? Which is still the jungle. You know what I'm saying? And a bad living circumstance, like 3 people per cell, like just inhumane. If you're bleeding out or you're gonna die, you're dying from some sickness, you're not gonna see medical. You'll put in a slip to see a doctor. There'll be months, nothing. You'll die in your cell. That's how it is. Inhumane. They don't care. You're in jail. You're a criminal. You're dead. You're dead to everybody. There's no help for you. But just crazy, man. So don't give too much out. You know what I mean? Don't give too much out. And don't give anything out until you've established it and got there in the first place. These are mistakes that I've made, and people that are very undeserving have benefited from my hard work. It's just a corrupt ass world, man. Like it's just corrupt. No matter where you go, if you're in a hood, it's corrupt. It's crooked. You got to learn how to survive among demons. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing in the political world or in the employment sector, in the professional world, suit and tie world. It's all just the same thing, just different devils, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And everybody's playing a role and playing a part, and that's all it is. Just so they can benefit. I can't believe it. Like, I'm just not like that, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's there is no more morals and principles anymore. There's no code of ethics. There is zero anywhere you go. Even in the hood life anymore. There's no loyalty in the streets. The streets don't love you, man. And it's just played out. So just a reminder, I'm saying, to my people and to people out there that see this, that are humble. Or maybe even somebody that's guilty of being like this, I'm saying? You're gonna hit a roadblock, and you're not gonna be able to figure out what the next move is because you can't see what that person's doing no more. They figured out a way to make it so you can't follow their footsteps. And then what are you gonna do? You think you have it? You think you got it figured out at that point? Oh, but by that point, I'll figure out what the next move is because I got this far. No, you didn't get this far. You got this far because of somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be devastating to you when that falls off, and then you think you're going to cling on to the next person and the next person and the next person for the next move and the next opportunity. That's going to fail you, man. You're going to fail. It's not a longevity thing. It's not a long-term thing. You know what I'm saying? You think that you're going to fake it till you make it, till you get there, and then you're going to hold on for dear life, and then you're established and you made it out. No, it's not going to work. The universe ain't even going to allow that. It's just eventually it's going to come to an end. You're going to end up right back where you started and have no idea how to get out of there and not even have the internal works done inside to elevate yourself out of that. You know what I'm saying? That's why you need to do things the right way the first time at the beginning. Don't work yourself all the way into it like that by other people's moves and other people's things that they built. You know what I'm saying? You have to build your own skill assets and your own character and your own, you know what I mean? And that comes through hard work, pain, suffering, experience. You got to go through hardship, man. You know what I'm saying? But people are trying to avoid it by clinging on to other people and their ideas so that they don't ever have to hit rock bottom. But eventually, when they do drop, they're going to fall all the way down. You know what I'm saying? So, man, that sucks. That sucks. And that's just a result of not doing things yourself, using other people to get to where you're trying to go. There's guys that'll use females too, right? Like they'll and I grew up like that. I'm not gonna lie. I grew up in the hood. We were all plotting about that. We're like, yo, let make this chick pay all the rent. Let me stack all my bread. You know what I'm saying? And then when that chick, turns on me or tries to go and deal with my friend or my cousin or somebody like that, or switch up on me and go sleep with my friends. Right. I think you get the picture. So yeah, man, don't give up the blueprints to the game because people will throw you under the bus, and let you fall off the face of the planet, and they don't care if you die. You know what I'm saying? And the only reason why they're okay is because of you paved the way, you showed them the way, and then they took it like as if it was theirs. The word is the most pathetic bottom feeder thing. Just cringe. Just disgusting, man. And these people are the people that have the most pride. Like they're so confident and they think they're so cool and they think they're so hot. It's the worst. Like, man, most 9 people out of 10 are fugazi, fake, unauthentic. And then there's that one real dude that walks in a room and can just see everybody's gameplay. And they're so confident in their fakeness. It's disgusting. And you're sitting there looking at it like them talking like they know what they're talking about. Yeah, man, I've been in the streets for this long. And they haven't been, just based off of how they're talking. Just how they operate. Just how they look. You can tell they haven't been through that shit for real, bro. You know what I'm saying? Where I come from, people get killed for that. They get their card pulled. There is no faking it, bro. You're going to kill yourself. You're going to put yourself in a situation where you get killed, bro. You have to be everything you claim to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, or else, you know what I'm saying? It's not going to work out for you. And there's a lot of jealous people too, like, and they look at you as competition. There's always a bigger dog. There's always a bigger gangster, you know what I'm saying, in that world. So, and that's in a street life world, you can't win in that, right? You can be as hard body as they come, as real as they come. You could be a shooter, a killer, whatever in that world. And people will still say you're a snitch or say you're a bitch or you ain't who you claim you are, and then you go bomb and shoot somebody's face off, and then you go to jail for the rest of your life, and then it don't even matter. Like, so if the whole thing is a joke, There is no real people. You know what I'm saying? There's no real nothing. It's crazy. Like, and then people feel threatened by it, by the fact that you're really the guy, you're really authentic. You know what I'm saying? And then they kill you anyways, and they get rid of you. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. I'm just letting you know this is really how it is, in every aspect of everything. In the street life, I experienced that. I watched everyone and their mistakes that they made, and God was my foundation, and God directed all of my moves, you know what I'm saying? And I was humble towards God, and I was grateful towards God, and that's why God delivered me, and He gave me what I needed to overcome my enemies and those that are trying to follow my footsteps, but they don't have the Spirit, they don't have God, and they'll even see that I'm a man, that I have a good relationship with God, and they're like, oh, that's what I need to do now. Not even because they are broken and lost and they need God, and you know it's literally just because they seen somebody else doing it, and they're like, oh, that's the next key. I need to tap into that energy. That's the next opportunity. That's the next way out. You know what I mean? And that's really gonna put you in a bad spot. Especially if you try to use God or God's word to seem more wise than you really actually are. Jesus in the Bible actually calls out people like that, the religious people, religious, basically using God's word in a religious aspect to leverage themselves and act as if all their knowledge comes from within themselves. But that doesn't work either. That's the most dangerous thing that you can do, because God will make sure that you're going to destroy yourself by doing that. So that's not the way to go either. Just be authentic, you know what I mean? But most people aren't. Most people aren't, man. There's a very, very small percentage of people that are very authentic. By the way, I was talking about in the employment area, in the professional suit and tie world. It's even worse, man. You thought, oh, I made it out of the hood and now I'm a part of this, normal people. No, bro. These guys are even more manipulative. They're even more fake. They don't even go by any street code of ethics or morals or principles. They have absolutely no honor, absolutely no G code. They don't stick to the script at all. They just play it. That's it. And I found a lot of fake, corrupt people in the working industry, in the employment section, when I finally made it out of the streets and I finally articulated in a way that I could get involved in something and do something meaningful and purposeful. I found out that whole thing was a play too, and they were just looking at me like a pawn because I have lived experience and it makes them look good. And then they can get more funding. So they can use me and say, hey, we got the homeless guy with the lived experience, and so we need another, $100,000 grant so we can run this program and have him participate in it. And then they're like, okay, that's good. But really, and then that person with the lived experience, me, gets thrown under the bus, promised whatever, you're going to get paid to do all this and this and that. And then they just switch on you. And then this is what happened, man. Somebody came from my YouTube channel and reached out to the CEO or my boss at the time when I was employed to this organization. And my boss was just telling me how he got a huge grant and he was ready to, give me a higher role in the organization where I could get paid more. So I'm thinking, I was just homeless and I'm finally moving up in life, and I have something to hold on to instead of going back to the criminal elements of life and going back to homelessness. Maybe there is a way out. Maybe there is a way I can earn money. Maybe there is a purpose that I have in my curses. My curses are actually blessings. So I got fed this whole thing and I'm feeling so good. And then somebody that watches my YouTube channel about this organization contacts them, my boss, and then he hires them, takes the money he was going to, put towards, where I was going to start getting paid to be being more active in the organization, doing more things, being more involved, getting paid more money, working my way up the ladder. And instead, he hired them and then didn't give me that, I guess, promotion or did not give me that position in the organization that was promised to me. Somebody that was just homeless not too long ago that has nothing else to live for except for this new thing that you've sold them the dream to, right? And then I realized how even more corrupt that the whole system is. And then I thought, wow, there really is no place for people like me that come from the street, criminals. And we were right for selling drugs. We were right for kicking doors in, because this whole thing is rigged and it's all a hoax. It's all a play. It's all a front, which just further proves people like me, street dudes that live that type of a lifestyle, really don't have any actual way into society and into civilization, and have a way out, and in a meaningful, purposeful way to contribute to society, because they're all in it for the money anyways. So I got thrown under the bus. I got, and then they just acted like I never existed. I went back to being homeless because of this, and had no money, and had to go and suffer and be alone in a tent. You know what I'm saying? And they counted me out, bro. When I was the one that paved the way, I was the one that built the blueprint, the foundation. They asked me for all the information. How do we approach other homeless people? How do we do this? How do we do that? Wow, your workshops have gotten so much attention that we just got another grant, the biggest one we got, and I didn't even get none of that. So everybody's making money off the homeless guy, except for the homeless guy. That's the wickedness that's going on where I am right now, which is the only place that I've been that has that type of a program, that where they built a multi-million-dollar business out of homelessness. Some of these organizations are legitimate. Some of them are creating good, positive changes and effects in the homelessness population. I'm just using this as an example. Don't give people the blueprint. Don't give people anything, man. Because even these people that, was trying to lift me up, switched on me and used me for everything I had, and then left me for dead in the street, homeless, back in a tent again when I was just employed, getting paid $20 an hour and $100 a workshop, and I finally had a purpose in life. And then they're just like, oh, sorry, we found somebody else. Oh, yeah? Where did you get that person from? Oh, well, they contacted us through your YouTube channel. So that means you owe me. That's my client. That's my movement. I kicked the door in. I did the work. I was the first to do it, and they wouldn't even have been able to believe that they could do it if it wasn't for me in the first place. And you still undercut me and threw me under the bus. And then they try to discredit me because I called them out. And these are professional people that have no criminal record, that are running nonprofit organizations, that have a professional image to the community and the public, and are very well known. And these people are doing dirt behind the scenes to people, the same marginalized people that they're acting like they're trying to uplift, which is complete evil. And somebody has to pay for that, and that's why I do what I do. But that's how wicked it is, man. So that all the way from a street perspective in a street life, all the way up until the professional sector, in the employment sector, business and whatever, organizational, whatever, right? It's wicked all the way through, all the way up. The law is corrupt. The law doesn't even play by its own rules, so why should we? The police are corrupt. The law is corrupt. The judge is corrupt. The crown is corrupt. Everything that the foundation is built on was built in a way to capitalize off people in a corrupt, greedy manner. This is Satan's system. This is his system. And you're either a part of it or you're not a part of it. And you're either a child of God or you're not. There's no in between, And a lot of you don't have the ability to overcome any of this, or even see the enemy, or be this experienced, because you don't even believe in a God, and you don't even believe there's a devil. So how could you defend yourself against an enemy that you can't see in the first place? This is another reason why I prosper and I prevail and I thrive. I've tapped into and it's not tapping in, it's a real genuine relationship that I have with God, because God saw me and knew me, because I broke down and I cried out to God and I asked for God. But people are just looking at it as an opportunity, trying to extract whatever they can from it to leverage themselves, and it's not going to work. It's going to lead to your demise, man. So all these same people that are now benefiting off of my moves actually told me that I wouldn't be shit, and I would never make it, and I'm just a loser, and I'm a bum, and I'm a homeless person, and blah, 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 and I'm a criminal, and I'm always going to be a criminal, and this and this and that, and said that, blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm probably doing better. I actually am doing better than all of them currently. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that, I can't end up back homeless again, or all this stuff that I, have accomplished can be wiped out completely if God decides to, because he might say, well, I need to re-humble you again. Pride got to your head because you got wherever you're at, and you're not acknowledging me, your creator, the one that really truly blessed you to get to where you're at right now. People say, no, there's no God, man. You did it all by yourself. It was, give yourself credit, man, and blah, blah, blah. Listen, man, if you knew who I really was, you would know that that's not true, because who I was and who I am does not have the capacity to get me to where I'm at right now. It was never my intent to be a good person, ever, or do good things or meaningful things. The person I was completely corrupt and evil, and my only intent was to, do what the devil does: kill, steal, and destroy, to get to the top, along with these other demons that are trying, and then I went a different way. They went a different way, but I would have never gotten to where I am right now if it wasn't for God. You know what I'm saying? And the Word of God. I would be dead right now, or a drug addict, or I would be in jail for the rest of my life. And those were the only realities for me, growing up in poverty and around gangs. And that's the only option that you have is the street life and conquering it and being the best demon that you can be. But I evolved. These other people that are trying to copy me and my moves didn't. So they don't have what it takes, and it's not going to last long. I'm in it for the long run. It's a marathon, you know what I'm saying? And that takes a lot of change internally, you know what I'm saying? And it cost me blood, sweat, and tears, man. Loneliness, isolation, homelessness, living in a tent by myself, no friends, no girlfriend, nobody to help me, no parents, no family, pure suffering. Shelters are full. Had to sleep on a bench. They wouldn't even give me a blanket. The shelter staff literally were abusive towards me. You know what I'm saying? I got annihilated by the system and by society. They tried to kill me. They tried to annihilate me, degrade me, belittle me, frame me. These same professionals from these organizations that I was working for actually made false criminal accusations against me and had to make a public apology. Yeah, because I don't fucking play it. You know what I'm saying? And you're not going to do that to me. I've had a lot of people try to destroy me in a lot of different ways, and I've overcome it. Thank you, God. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Jesus. Right? Because my God will not allow me to be destroyed. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Those who plot death against me shall fall into their own traps. In Jesus' mighty name. So it's not going to work, man. You have to do things in an authentic way. You cannot throw people under the bus. You're going to meet your demise. It's going to go there. You don't believe in God. You think you're a good person without God. None of us are good people. We're all born sinners and by the flesh corrupt. God gives you a new heart. He gives you the Spirit, which is not of you. It's external. It's outside of you. That's given to you as a gift when you turn to God. That's what allows you to evolve to the next level or become a good person through Christ. We don't even have the ability to, people are just, self-absorbed in that way. But, I had to get humbled, man. Like, you know what I mean? And that's why I just said to you, like, everything I got, everything good in my life can go away again. I know what it's like to be homeless, living in a tent. I was just homeless a year ago, in a tent, getting rained on, hole in my tent, water pouring in, bed, the blankets wet, going like this, shaking, nowhere to go, shelters are full, crying, screaming as a grown man in agony and pain. While my enemies and the people that used me for my moves and my strategic ways benefited from everything they could from me, and then they're all laughing, having a great big party together, betraying me and laughing at my demise and my downfall, while I'm sitting there half dead in a tent, homeless. And you know what? Now look at where I'm at. And that's because of God knows. He's seen me, and he's seen what these people did to me. So don't give people the blueprint, man. It's not for them. They're just gonna use you for whatever they can, and then when you're laying on your face and you're about to die, they're gonna sit there and laugh and celebrate your death. Trust me. Cory Resilient, man. Share this video, hit the like, subscribe, hit the bell. God bless, man.